Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to be taking a flight from McKinney, Collin County Regional at McKinney, KTKI, and we're going to be flying up to KYGI, or KGYI. I believe it's KGYI. That is North Texas field, and this is a JMB aircraft VL-3. And we're going to hit ready to fly here. We're going to go ahead and spawn in the weather conditions that are live right now. Take us a second here. It is raining, I believe. Yep. It was 2:02 p.m. We haven't started the plane up or anything, got on the call with the tower yet, but we're going to do that now. So you're going to want to turn on the master switch, turn on the avionics switch, turn on the backup battery, servo motor. You don't really have to worry about that. So here we have everything. Make sure our fuel, we're going to make sure our fuel's on there. A little bit of choke in it. Pitch trim, that's all good there. Relief parking brake, we don't want that, so we're going to turn on the fuel pump, turn on our strobe lights, and I believe that we should be able to give it a little bit of throttle. I believe we should be able to start the engine. So let's try to start it. Set the magneto to start.
McKinney ground JMB Aviation Oscar
Alright.
requesting pushback.
So we're going ahead to request some pushback here.
JMB Aviation Oscar pushback request accepted.
So we have the Kenmore Air Express skin on here. You can see. Engine probably should not be on in real life when this happens, but the only way to legitimately do it is to keep the engine on in this game. Alright, so they're going to go ahead and hook us up. Not really doing it right, but I believe it should fix itself in a second. We're going to go ahead and go in here and disengage the parking brake, so we'll move back fast. We need to request to take off. Back to clearance. Alright. So I think this is a good pushback spot right here. We're gonna go ahead and hit Shift P, stop that pushback from happening.
JMB Aviation Oscar taxi to an hold short of runway 18 using taxiway Bravo Alpha.
So we're going to be taxiing down to runway 18, and we'll contact the tower when we're ready. So we can go ahead and parking brake should be released. Give us a little bit of throttle.
Hold short runway 18 using taxiway Bravo Alpha JMB Aviation Oscar.
Turn our rudder so we can turn here. I might have to change the graphics on my PC for a minute after this, so in case the rain causes too much drop in FPS or too much lag, which can occur sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here to this airport. So we're right there. We're gonna turn on this next taxiway up here so we can get onto the taxiway that goes down to the runway. Alright, go ahead and then we're going to be making sure there's nobody to our left or right. Kind of mix that up there, but it's fine. Oh, and I also need to disable my track IR system. Sometimes that happens and it really glitches out. Get our throttle back up. 9% there. I don't know why that left and right kind of thing has a rain texture on it. That's not really normal, but I mean, it doesn't matter. You can see the outside view here. We're taxiing down the run or down the taxiway. Now I'm not the biggest. I don't really know much about airplanes or flying them really, but I mean, I have gotten into this game a little bit and tried to do some of the airliner stuff and the autopilots on some of these planes, but I just really find it really difficult. What is our flaps doing? I don't really know how to use these flaps. Oh, there we go. I got it move up. Oh, okay. That's how it works. We're going to do flaps at 38%. Seems like a good percentage. Right now, we're probably going about 30 knots down here to taxi. I believe this is where we're going to want to get on. We're going to go ahead and let off of our... What's there? We're going to get a little bit of brakes, make sure that we can make this turn here, especially on this slick runway. Check our left. Make this turn. And if anybody asks, I am not using a rudder or pedals. I haven't bought any of those yet. I really don't think I will. I might end up buying one of the like sticks from the Airbus stick.
JMB Aviation Oscar ready at runway 18 departing straight out.
But as of right now, I'm just using a controller, Xbox controller. Alright, there's a plane up there I don't believe is landing here. And there's no planes down there that I can see. Hopefully there isn't any. But yeah, so it's going to be a rainy flight up to North Texas Regional Airport. So we're going to go ahead and taxi on out to the runway here. Check one more time, make sure we don't have any traffic coming. And we are cleared for takeoff. So we're going to go ahead and so get out here on the runway, get ourselves straightened up. And we'll just go ahead and hit it. I am on live weather, so this is actually what is happening right now. So now we're going to go ahead and give it some gas. Gas. Keep ourselves a little bit straight. It's probably going to be a big wind gust once we get up here. I'm just going to let the plane take off on itself. There it goes, up in the air. We've got a lot of wind, crosswind here. So we're getting up, gaining altitude. No visibility really. We're going to try to get above these clouds if we can. Really don't know how well that will go. So we're going to get our landing gear button. I don't know where the landing... Oh, there it is. Landing gear is coming up. We need to... Once we get up to about 1,300 feet, I'll go ahead and turn. You can see here. I'm going to... These flaps... Alright, so we might need to adjust our trim once we get up here. Also, we can barely see the ground down there still. But we are getting up here. We're going to make a turn. You can kind of start to see things. This rain might be clearing up a little bit. We're up to 1,500 feet, which is a really good position for this plane. But I think we're going to take it up probably to 2,200 feet. Once we make this turn, you can see the rain has stopped. We're out of the rain cloud that was over the airport. And I'm going to kind of try to go around this rain so that we do not get involved with it. Alright, here's your pitch trim on this plane. Whoa, that's not good. This pitch trim's really, really touchy, so I'm going to have to really figure out how to... Oh, yeah, the pitch trim, I'm going to have to just manually do that on my controller. Sometimes it really... Pitch trim in this game never wants you to actually stay at the altitude you want to stay at. And the leveler is not very good about it either in the game. But here you can see, look around here. Looks like some sort of water down there. See some neighborhoods over there. This is a very nice looking game. I'm sure you've seen many videos about how good this game looks. So right now we're at 2,400 feet, and I think we'll stick here. I'm going to go ahead and try to level our trim out if we can. Yep, there you go. Had to fix the choke a little bit there. So we're looking good right now. We're going sending a little bit, but that really isn't a problem. So let's go ahead and right now we're going to be flying to KGYI, North Texas Regional. So we're probably going to take the road up Highway 75 and basically just follow that because that kind of gets you there. It's up there in Grayson County by Lake Texoma. Kind of flying back into this rain a little bit. Should start raining pretty soon. This isn't the best weather to fly this little plane in, but it's kind of interesting to fly it in it. Cruising at 100 knots. Oh no, yeah, 110. 108. I'm going to attempt to see if there's like autopilot on this plane at all. I don't really expect there to be any, but who knows.
JMB Aviation Oscar leaving my airspace frequency.
So we're leaving the airspace right now.
McKinney Tower JMB Aviation Oscar frequency change. Regional approach JMB Aviation Oscar is type JMB Aviation VL-3 1 mile south.
We're gonna kind of see what this does.
3,100 feet. Request flight following.
Alright, Grayson County, enter. Altitude.
Squawk 6 flight 52 JMB Aviation Oscar. JMB Aviation Oscar radar. Contact 1 mile north of Tango Sierra 63, 3,400 feet. Altimeter 29.9.
Right now I'm trying to figure out kind of what my if there's any autopilot. I really don't believe there is, so we're just gonna kind of go back to full screen here. You can see we're starting to get rained on a little bit more. You have a look around this cockpit right now. Oop, as our plane turns a little bit. You have a look around the cockpit, kind of see. You got your two screens here. You can follow us. Excuse me. You can kind of follow us with the screen here. Yeah. Think about the throttle. Might need to lower the throttle a little bit. So maybe our plane will kind of start to level itself out. Alright, so this is the cockpit of the JMB Aviation VL-3, I believe. Has a nice interior. There's stick here. No, we consider it a yoke, I guess, with the other one. So our RPM's still high. Yeah, alright, so I'm going to have to lower the throttle even more. So we're going to go to 70%. It's going to kind of drop us a little bit. That's okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look on our map again. Right now we're kind of flying over Highway 75. We should be able to see it. Nope, never mind. Can't see anything. Like, I literally can't see anything. I'm just flying in a dark cloud. It's a pretty simple airplane to start and fly. Our RPMs really are still too high. They want us like 64 or 64% throttle. That's RPMs, right? Yeah. Doesn't like it to be over. There we go. Let's just see if it works there. It'll probably settle back down. If not, we'll just leave it like that. The game really doesn't care. Alright, so we're flying pretty good right now. Can't really see much of the ground, but we might be able to get out of this cloud eventually. Alright, so now we're back. Kind of cut out the mid footage there because there was really no point of showing it because it was just me flying through a gray cloud and struggling to keep my line to the airport. But We are pretty close to the airport now. We've kind of gotten out of the rain, but bad thing is the airport's right up here, and the rain clouds are right on top of it. So we're gonna have to try to land in the rain, and it's gonna be interesting. But we're about to enter the, I forget what this is called. Maybe the downwind. I think the downwind is as soon as you turn, and the final is right before you get to the runway. Crosswind is as soon as you leave the runway, and then I forget what the other one is. But so you can see, we're right here over Sherman now. About to head over Highway 82 on our way to the airport, which is right over there, kind of mixed in between the rain. So we will be getting out of the rain as soon as we land, which will, I'd assume, be okay. But right now we're going to see if we can announce anything. Nope, looks like they're just going to tell us when we're ready to land on our final. So we're going to have to make our pattern here and go left and get onto runway 17 here. This is quite a big airport. I don't really see much activity. Usually when I go by this airport, I don't really see much activity there. Last week I saw 2 planes. But for as big as the airport is, it doesn't really have much activity. I know this base, it used to be a base. I forget the name of it, I forget the name of it, but it used to be a base that was like for military training back in World War II, which is a really cool thing about the place. But yeah, so here we go. See the airport off to our left there. We got a long runway, should have no troubles really. Hopefully this crosswind doesn't take us anywhere. Probably gonna be entering this rain cloud, which is gonna make everything difficult, but you know, in case you're wondering where this airport is, it is in the far north part of Texas, right under Lake Texoma. So if you look on the map, you'll see it's south of Lake Texoma, right next to Pottsboro, which is a really small town right over here. Right over here. You're not gonna be able to see it because, you know, the fog, but that is where Pottsboro is. So you can see that's the runway we're going to be landing on there. We're going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights so they can see us. I don't believe we have any aircraft. I don't see any other lights anywhere, so we should be the only people landing. Excuse me. A little bit of a cold. Now we're heading back into the rain here, so we're going to go ahead and drop our altitude.
JMB Aviation, Oscar, wind 086.
We just got the clearance to land. We have nobody else near us. 17 left is the runway we're going to be landing on, so we're going to go ahead and
Clear to land runway 17 left, JMB
lower our
Aviation,
landing gear.
Oscar.
All the flaps are going to have to come down. It's flat. That's fine. Oh yeah, we're full flaps. Alright. So, I believe the runway's back there. This is going to be a really tricky landing. Hopefully I can pull it off. So we're going to go ahead and bank. Very steep bank here, 60 knots. Should be alright. Hopefully we don't stall out. If we do, I can easily get the throttle back up. Now we're making our turn here. That's the runway we need to be on. So we're a little bit high. So we're going to need to kind of just hover, honestly. Get down before we have to land. That's our runway right there. So now we're on our final. I have the engine killed right now, but I think we'll add some more power and make sure we don't end up crashing. So now we have a good view of the runway. We're a little bit right, but this wind is, wow, that lightning was bright. And again, this wind is kind of a lot to the wind is going to the right, so we're kind of getting pushed and dragged. So this is going to be an interesting landing. I'm going to do the landing from the outside so you guys can see the landing. We're going to get close though. See, we got a nice opening patch in the rain here, so we don't have to land in the rain exactly. But tarmac might still be a little bit slick. Sorry. Alright, so here we go. Rain stopped now. in. We're going to flare. This wind is tough, but we're going to do it. Touchdown here. See, oh, there we go. Kill the engine here. Slow us down. I don't really think we'll use brakes because this runway is a large runway, so there's no point of using brakes until we get up to our taxi turn. We're going to be told here. Just going to keep going up. Actually, yeah, I'm going to keep going up to the next taxiway. Hopefully we don't take off. We're going to release our flaps so we don't accidentally take off. I believe that guy behind us is going to be coming in for landing soon, so we might need to get off, but he looks like he's a couple miles out, so we should be good. Alright, so now we're at our next taxiway. We're going to now use the brakes, slow ourselves down. Might have been too fast, but it'll be alright.
JMB Aviation Oscar, contact ground on 124.1.
So now our autopilot for our checklist might be able to go ahead and contact ground for us.
124.125 JMB Aviation Oscar.
Go ahead and get off the taxiways here. And that's going to conclude our flight through the rain and the thunderstorm. We're going to pull up here and park. Watch out for that bus that's coming that way. He's not going to slow down. Alright, so here we are. We're just going to go ahead and park here. We're going to go into the cockpit and we're going to shut off our engines by setting that magneto. Oh, I accidentally hit start again. Don't have much of a space to hit that left one. Alright, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and shut off the engine. We're going to close the fuel shut off valve. We're going to put that all the way back down, put that down, put our park and brake on. We're going to turn off the fuel pump, turn off our lights. Our flaps are good, all the flaps are up. Backup battery's off now. Avionics switch is off, and there's our flight. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one.